Hi everyone, Lucas Hahn here. Welcome to this version of our weekly improvement nugget. Was trying to think about how to transition off of the series we just did on the power of simplicity, and I wanted to go back to respect for people. So today we're going to focus on bureaucracy. So when I think about respecting people, it is a good transition because by simplifying things, you respect people. By making things more complex, you disrespect people. And bureaucracy is one of the ways you can definitely make things more complex and disrespect people. I'm by no means saying that there should be no checks and balances, no approvals, no oversight, anything like that. What I'm saying is be very cautious of it because if it's not bringing value or it's not empowering or engaging people, it's doing the opposite. It's disengaging and disempowering, and it can be very detrimental. So, with today being President's Day, I wanted to share an example of bureaucracy that is pretty interesting to me. So, for those that don't know, after Abraham Lincoln was assassinated, it was a funeral procession that lasted 13 different stops, 20 days, started on April 21st, went through May 4th till he finally got to Springfield, Illinois, where he's interned. Along that journey, hundreds of thousands of people were turning out. So that whole procession, the success of that procession was very important to lots and lots of people all across the Union. So there were committees formed, and obviously people put in charge of different aspects of the journey to make sure that it all went off as planned. And where bureaucracy really took over was in the city of Cleveland. So Cleveland was pretty far along, several days into the journey, multiple stops into the journey. But they thought they were doing well. Again, usually bureaucracy is well intended. They thought they were doing well by creating all this bureaucracy. They had multiple committees, multiple subcommittees. They had more people and more committees involved in just the city of Cleveland than was involved in the entire procession. What happened in Cleveland is something that can typically happen when you laden things with bureaucracy, other than disrespecting people. Your priorities can get lost. And if you go in and you read about that procession and how it went down and things that went on, all those committees, all those people, all that bureaucracy, and they forgot to consider that they don't have a building big enough to put the casket and the people in, up until right before, and they had to quickly build something to accommodate the casket and the people. The other thing that they never even considered or totally forgot about because they were so buried in bureaucracy that their priorities got lost was all of the people that were in the procession on the train needed places to stay, and they did not make any of those accommodations because they were so distracted by all of the committees and subcommittees. So I share that story as an example, and I know in our life and our businesses, we don't create bureaucracy with the intention of slowing people down and making things difficult, but oftentimes that's what ends up happening. So as we go into this week, I encourage you to think about, if you're in a role where you're creating that bureaucracy or you're part of that bureaucracy, raising your hand and bringing up some points about, is it disrespecting me? Is it slowing me down? Is it shifting my priorities to where they shouldn't be? And if it is, challenge yourself to be better. Challenge yourself to reduce those layers of bureaucracy and create a better system for people to succeed in. So I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you have a very thoughtful President's Day. I am a big Abraham Lincoln fan. I study and read a lot about him. So I definitely go into some reflection and thought on President's Day about what some of these men, some of these leaders have done for our country, and a lot of that is still alive today. And very fitting, I think, that a respect for people topic involves an Abraham Lincoln story. That man really did respect people and did a lot for others.